10 by the government ministers in Australia include proposed to abandon next a unsuccessful bid to displace Main Secretary Malcolm Turnbull as side lead. Mr. Turnbull tightly won a management voice in his office on Tuesday but is now potential to person a other problem. He recognized the retire of his contender, Household Sphere Secretary Peter Dutton, and won some secretary. Mr. Turnbull is by blood pressure since of a length run of impoverished voting and a separating power politics. His centre-right coalition will person a general poll by May following year, following newly loser a key on election in Queensland. The opposition Labour side has charged by the government of creature in havoc. Now on the backbench, Mr. Dutton has told he is yet vigorously campaign for the management and has lobbied some MPs for their supporting in a other voice. Thou do not go in a voting religious how you can miss, and if I trust how a most of associate supporting me later I would believe my stance, he said wireless plant 3AI. This Ferris laws of math affirmed my management, he said reporters on environment while requested on his next. The by-pressure PM has now closed two main policies, acknowledging destruction above a business tax schedule on environment. Mr. Turnbull affirmed he had requested 8 ministers to remain on in his ministry in spite their giving to stay downward. On in Mr. Dutton's retire, he as well let go the World Growth Secretary Conchetta Fierravanti-Wells. Talk to reporters on environment, Mr. Turnbull told, which I'm trying to do is to apparently provide how the side is steady, to support the sustainability of by the government of Australia. Lot Australians on the internet include answered to the fight in Canberra in a feeling of disappointment and terror. Labour tested to go a movement of no trust versus the main secretary in Parliament on Tuesday. Time havoc reigns, the nation is not regulated, Vice Opposition lead Tanya Plibersek told. By the Australia framework, as in the UK, the main secretary is not immediately selected by voters but is the lead of the side or coalition. How can team a most in Parliament? Above the history 10 years, Australia policy has been noted by a episode of management coups, in 3 meeting main ministers overthrown by side rivals during their at first regulation.